What's good, YouTube subscribers? How y'all doing tonight? It's your boy MG5 back again with another sports video. And tonight we're, we're gonna be in the fight game. We gotta talk about boxing. There was a big fight that just got announced this past weekend, and I can't wait for this one, man. 2023, it's lit right now for boxing, and we have another big fight, going down June 10th, Saturday night in New York. Real boxing fans and real fight fans know what fight I'm talking about. You know what I mean? We are talking about Teofimo Lopez versus Josh Taylor at 140. You know what I mean? Teofimo Lopez versus Josh Taylor at the super lightweight division, or you can say the junior welterweight division, whatever real boxing fans and real fight fans want to go with. Anyways, the fight's taking place at 140 for Josh Taylor's strap, the WBO. I don't know if he's going to put his Ring magazine on the line, but I know his WBO will be on the line. So, this is a big fight. You know what I mean? I like this fight a lot, and I think it's a 50-50 fight. So, y'all already know what we about to do. We're going to give our thoughts, break it down, and give our fight prediction. Not our final fight predictions, but I will give a fight prediction. And I truly do believe this is a 50-50 fight. I know a lot of people think that Josh Taylor is a bad style for Teofimo, and he probably is. He's about 5'10", a southpaw, a tall southpaw who has length and has range. You know what I mean? The boxing skill set that Taylor brings, it probably is a bad matchup for Teofimo, but I think it's the timing. It's the timing of the fight. I feel like this is the best time for Teofimo Lopez to fight Josh Taylor. And, I'm going to explain why, and we're going to break it down, y'all. We're going to break it down. But, I can't wait for this fight right here. And, as far as skill set wise, y'all, let's break it down, what advantages I think that, the fighters will have over each other. As far as skill set, I think movement and footwork, I think they're about even. Unlike Taylor's past opponents, Teofimo Lopez does have the footwork and the movement to keep up with him. So I say footwork wise, I think they're about even. Movement, I might give the slight movement to Josh Taylor, maybe, but I think they're about even right there too. Combinations, I think they're even. I feel like Josh Taylor, he's a little bit more smooth and more calculated with his combinations because he is a great counterpuncher. I feel like Teofimo Lopez, he's more explosive. He relies on his speed and his power and timing too, but he's more explosive with his combinations. You know what I'm saying? So I think combinations, they're about even. I feel like, if we're talking about just a tic-tac boxing, just tic-tac for tic-tac, just boxing, I do believe Josh Taylor is the better boxer than Teofimo Lopez. But I feel like for Lopez, he has the speed advantage and the power. I do believe he has more power than Josh Taylor. You know what I mean? Even though I feel like Teofimo Lopez, his power translated a lot better at 135. Because at 135, it was like, if he catches you clean, you're going to sleep. It was one punch, good night. That's what Teofimo was doing to people with the left hook and the right hand. So, I still think he's a big puncher at 140. He's not the biggest puncher, but he still has power. And I do think he has more power than Josh Taylor. Just slightly, I would give him that. But, but counter punching, I'm going to have to give that to Josh Taylor. And something that Josh Taylor does very well, that he does great, actually. You know what I mean? He's great at managing the distance and the range. He's great at that. And then he has that pull back counter left, that straight left. So annoying, but it's so effective, So, and another thing about Josh Taylor that I will say, y'all, I do feel like I don't really see no weaknesses in his, in his craft. I do think he's solid all around, combinations to defense, to the footwork, to the power, to the speed. When I look at Josh Taylor, I think he's solid all around, and I think that's what makes him dangerous, and then plus the IQ, So I do think he is a dangerous fighter, but, time might be catching up to that boy. So, time might be catching up to him, man. So we gonna see. This is about to be a I truly can't wait for this fight. You know what I'm saying? I feel like for Teofimo Lopez, I think for him, you look at his last performances, he hasn't really looked all the way there yet. I think for Teofimo, the biggest battle will be mentally. His biggest battle will be mental. What type of mental shape is Teofimo going to be at the end of this camp? You know what I mean? I think that's a huge battle for Teofimo Lopez because, when he fought Lomachenko, he was at a different level when he beat Loma. Like, when Teofimo beat Loma, I was sitting here saying to myself, he's one of the best fighters in the world. But when he lost to Kambosos the way that he did, it lets you know that, okay, something was kind of wrong with him mentally. So when Teofimo is checked in mentally, he's one of the best fighters in the world. But when he's not 100% there, you can beat him. And he does get wild and he does open up. And those are things that Josh Taylor will take advantage of. And we could see Teofimo on the canvas again. But I don't think Josh Taylor has the power to stop Teofimo, though. I don't think he has that. But I do think he can take advantage of some things. But for Teofimo Lopez, I feel like the biggest thing for him will be the mental battle. It will be mentally going into camp. How is he going to be? How is he going to react? What's going on in his personal life? A lot of things outside of the ring, I feel like, impact Teofimo. And the same thing for Josh Taylor. Now, for Josh Taylor, you look at his last performance against Jack, he wasn't at his best. And a lot of people felt like he lost that fight. I felt like he barely won. I thought he pulled it out. But a lot of people felt like Jack won. But you look at his last performance, it wasn't the best. Josh Taylor is the former undisputed champion. But he had to let go of his belts. He vacated 3 of his belts. He let go of some of his belts. He kept the WBO. And then, look, he had a fight scheduled with Jack, and then he had to pull out because of injury. So it's the little tic-tac. It's the little things adding up for Josh Taylor, Me personally, I feel like his body is breaking down. I feel like Josh Taylor's body is breaking down, and this could be Josh Taylor's biggest battle heading into camp. Is he going to be 100% healthy at the end of his camp? Is his body going to break down? Will there be another injury with his foot, with his knee, with his shoulder? What will it be? I feel like the miles is catching up to Taylor. And personally, I feel like Josh Taylor, when he was at his best, was when he became a unified champion, around 2019. And then, when he became undisputed, 2021. I feel like now time is catching up to him. The miles is on his body. That's why I truly do feel like that this is a 50-50 fight. If Teofimo was to fight him a year or two ago, I would favor Taylor. Like, I don't know about that one, y'all. But now I think, there's a lot of questions. You know what I mean? There's a lot of questions. And for Josh Taylor, will his body hold up? Will his body hold up? I feel like the miles is catching up to him, and that will play a factor into this fight because Teofimo does bring, he is younger. He has the youth on his side. He brings the energy, you know what I mean? So, but also for Teofimo, what type of mental shape you're going to be in, because I feel like this kind of goes back to his father. Ever since, before they became champion and before they beat Lomachenko, Teofimo's father was like trainer of the year. He was one of the best trainers in the world. But ever since then, I feel like he fell off his game. He's not on point no more like how he was, You see Teofimo's father more in the cameras than you do see Teofimo, So I do think that's a problem. I think as the head trainer, you got to make sure your fighter's there 100%, mentally and physically. So that's a big question that I have for Teofimo Lopez, Hey, is he going to be there mentally? And for Josh Taylor, will he be there physically? Will his body hold up for this type of camp to get ready for Teofimo Lopez? So, I think whoever is the fresher fighter at the end of their camp, physically and mentally, will win this fight. And we're going to see, y'all. But coming down, let me give y'all a fight prediction, fight prediction time. I feel like if the fight is a tic-tac boxing match, then Josh Taylor will win. You know what I mean? But if Teofimo Lopez can make this a dog fight, in the rounds 8 through 12, make this a bar fight or a dog fight, I believe he can win the fight. I think he will score a knockdown or two to separate himself to win the fight. So with that being said, and hey, he does have the footwork to close the distance. And number one thing, Teofimo does have that jab. But how is he going to use that jab? How is Teofimo going to fight? I don't know, y'all. And that's the big question that I have. But anyways, my prediction for this fight, I have Teofimo Lopez winning by split decision. I do believe he will beat Josh Taylor and a knockdown will be the difference or two. But hey, we will see though. There are some big questions that will need to be answered in this one, y'all. And I can't wait to see how the training camps go. But anyways, make sure y'all like, subscribe, comment, and let me know what y'all think and who y'all got winning this big fight. And still or and new. Whoo! Stay up, y'all. Stay up.